All right, what is up? Going for a different vibe in the music today. But you know what? It's kind of like loud in my ears. I might need to turn down this here volume. Oh man. Oh, you know what? No. I'm an idiot. Maybe I do have to do that. Is it gonna adjust? Sorry. I should be like getting this shit done off stream. I was actually hanging out on the Treehouse Gaming Crew's stream this morning for a bit, so I wasn't really on top of my game. Hey, Kaiden, check this out. Look what came in the mail finally for me. So this is the one figure that you were painting. I had actually bought that same kit, but for whatever reason, the miniature was missing in the kit, and so they had to send me. I contacted Army Painter. They mailed it out to me. So I got to prime it real fast. So I'm going to prime this real fast, and then once it's done being primed, I'll let it sit and dry, and we'll move on to the pre-primed female human wizard I have ready here. Raiden and Kaiden. Twinsies. I don't know if I like this music. I mean, I do. It's what I usually use for my launching of my normal game streams and everything. But for this, I'm feeling like I can't do it. I can't do it. We're going to go back to this. You actually went to a daycare when you were younger? Right on. Wait. I guess I'll wait here and see if there's a follow-up to that. All right, let's see if this works here. Did I say something about daycare? I don't know. So ideally, you know, if you're painting these, and you absolutely do not have to do this. However, there is these figurines when they come in like this, Kaiden, like the ones of the Dritz Duarden figure, and then there's another kit with a human that has like a long sword that he's like looking at. He's bald. Hey Eddie, let's not break those. You want to prime them, right? You want to be able to prime them pretty well. Interesting. This primer is not really sticking too well to this figure. Maybe I've never painted one that was unprimed, so maybe I'm wrong. I mean, it won't hurt to put a base coat on, other than it might wash out some of the details on the figure, right? Like it'll fill in the grooves, so I won't see the awesome hair details and the buckles and the buttons. Raiden, Jaden, Kaiden, and Braden. Yeah, my real name is Nick. I know a lot of Nicks, and in fact, in our small streamer group, there is a Nick, and every time somebody says Nick, I have to do like a double take. So we'll see how this guy turns out. I don't know. I'm just priming him today. We're not actually painting him. But the prime will help the other paints stick a little better when we get to that point of painting him. So we'll see how it turns out. As much as I would like to say my real name is Kiko, that would be a lie. But at this point in time, you know, it just had kind of become that. You know, there is a YouTube channel out there. If you guys are ever interested in seeing it, it was myself and my brother-in-law, Joe. So it was me and Joe, and that's where the name Kiko Baloney came from. We had a show that we played old vintage video games, paired it with a snack, and we reviewed it. So if you YouTube search super, and I could probably just put a link in there for you. But yeah, the episodes are still out there. Very well put together. My brother-in-law is a graphics artist. That's what his degree was in. Very savvy with very savvy with computers, so he was, you know, he did all the editing and, you know, all that stuff. Oh, my sword broke. Well, it looks like he's not having a sword. That's crazy. That's all right. We'll just say he only has the one sword, even though Dritz Duarden is known for his dual scimitars. I'll put a link here in a minute, though, to this YouTube channel. You can check it out. We're not active on it anymore. I've been trying to convince him that we need to get back to it. Even my wife, she somehow came across an episode of it and watched it, and she was like, "You guys were onto something. It was so good. You need to do that again." But he's married now. He has a kid, newborn, so like he's really, really busy. He also works a more traditional job than he was at the time. At the time he was worked for like a what is it called? Like a advertisement agency, kind of like Mad Men, you know, where they do ads for people. But now he doesn't do that. Now he has more of a traditional job. So Nick, yep, nice to meet you, Raiden. And Aiden as well is wild. Yeah, that's crazy. Kiko's a very nice name. Yeah, so basically what happened was, let's see if I can do this. Give me 2 seconds. Do I have a PC stream? No, we don't want that. Let's do... there's the game capture. Display capture is what we want. Let's go to properties. We'll go to properties. We'll do... oh, wait, no. Yeah. Done. Here we go. So this is what we'll do. We're going to pause music. And for those of you who are interested in knowing where the name Kiko Baloney came from, look at that crazy, awesome webcam job there. In fact, we're just going to go ahead and we'll just blast past that, right? There's no point in having any of that on there. We'll just do that for this. We'll go to YouTube. My boy is on fire today. Super Bros and Law. What was that? Go bring that here. Give it to me. That's not breakable. What? Nothing typed there. There it is. So this is a channel my brother-in-law and I did together, and you can see where my name came from.
So everyone
right here. Yeah, we don't do that, buddy. No, thank you. Go play. This kid is like a disaster zone waiting to happen. Why is this not working? Interesting.
and so everyone knows.
I mean, I'm a little
All right, so you should be able to hear this, right?
slower, a little fatter, less hair, but man, I'm telling you. Welcome to Super Brothers-in-Law. Here's Brother Joe,
And this is Brother Nick.
better known on the streets as Kiko Baloney.
Wait, what?
Yeah, man.
No, I'm not calling you that.
It's pretty cool. Welcome to Super Brothers-in-Law. Here's Brother Joe.
And this is Brother Nick, better known to his fans as Kiko Baloney.
Now, there's plenty of shows out there that focus on just video games, but we really wanted to bring something different to you.
We're not just going to focus on the games. We're going to focus on the memories and the feelings that they help create.
So each episode, we're going to feature one game from our past.
We're going to pair that game with
Whoopsie.
the snack that really helped define that gaming experience.
Now, each episode, we are going to have guests on that are going to bring their gaming and snacking combinations to you. But to start things out, we're bringing our favorites to you.
For this episode, Nick picked a fitting classic, Super Mario World. Unfortunately, he paired it with a snack that I'm not entirely sure is edible.
It's delicious.
Anyway.
Super Mario Brothers.
And then we would just
Super Mario
basically,
World,
we
right?
would go and we would just play,
Nintendo.
play the game, have snacks, hang out. It was a lot of fun. I only had my daughter at the time, so it was really, really cool to have just like, I didn't have as much going on in my life at the time, right? That's what I'm trying to say. But it was very, very fun. Yeah, we actually have like, you know, I'll get a link out into the Twitter chat and you guys can check it out. But we actually had, you know, I think 5 episodes or 6. What was that? Hang on a second. Hey, buddy, you gotta stop this, okay? Look what you did. Huh? Look, you're spilling this everywhere. No more. Put that down. Give me that red thing. You're breaking stuff. You gotta stop. Are you done playing? Okay, I'll put a show on for you, okay? You want a show? You want Booba? Super Dino, or do you want to keep playing Luigi? But you gotta occupy yourself, okay? Alright, play the game. Sorry about that, everybody. My boy's been a little rambunctious today. I don't know what he's doing. That's so cool. Please shoot the playlist on Discord or something. I want to watch them. Yeah. Feel like getting to know you better is awesome for sure. I mean, I've done a lot of things. I mean, I'm 36 years old, so I've had a lot of years so far to do different things. All right, so on this is a female wizard. The last wizard I did kind of like a brown, another female wizard, like a brown leather, kind of like leather chest piece, armor with a green and slightly goldish trim cloak on her. I don't want to do that again. I want to do something more bright and kind of fantasy-ish. So I'm thinking either like a red cloak or maybe even like a blue cloak, like a blue mage's cloak. And we can do like blue with like a gray accents or silver accents even. That'd be kind of cool, like silver trim on the cloak. But we might do white and gray to make it, instead of using metallic, we can give it make it look like it glows a little bit or has highlights. And then you can see that she's like, it's almost like she's pulling out like magic out of the book, like she's going to throw something. So I'm thinking either maybe like ice, like an ice ball, or maybe just like a purplish energy. I had this really cool purple color that would be kind of cool. It doesn't really show up real well on there, but it's like it's purple. So maybe like instead of being like, oh, it's a fireball, or oh, it's ice, we could just say it's literally just purple magic power that she's going to be hurling at somebody to blast their face off, right? So I think that's what we'll do with that one. We'll do purple, just to kind of give it just a kind of a mysterious, fantastic look, right? Like, yeah, fireball would be cool, but everybody throws fireballs. We're gonna make this one look cooler, very magical. All right, and then we have I'm gonna do just flesh tones on her face and hands to give the flesh color instead of painting actual flesh paint on her. And then we're just gonna get started with the base coat on this cloak. So I'm thinking blue. I'm thinking blue coat. Cloak sounds good. And in honor of my my campaign that we had yesterday for D&D, it was a little bit of a shorter campaign I ran because it was actually a hangover from the 2 weeks prior session we did. They were fighting a kraken, and so in honor of that, this person's cloak is going to be Kraken Blue. It's the Army Painter color, Kraken Blue. I believe it's created specifically for this D&D set. I'm sure they have this blue somewhere else, and it might be called something different, but this is what we're running with today on her cloak. So let's get that blue base coat down on her cloak. But I haven't used this before, so we do have to jive up that music again, huh? And we are going to have to give it a good shake. My boy is over there playing on the Switch. He's playing Luigi's Mansion. Also, for you Nintendo fans, how sweet is this t-shirt? I think I've worn it before, but like it's literally the original Zelda, but map, but in the form of Link from the original Legend of Zelda. So we're gonna get her going with the blue cloak. Wizardess. Wizard. Is it Wizardess or Wizardress? Wizardess. Or if you go by Harry Potter rules, she's a witch, right? Men are wizards, girls are witches. I believe. Could be wrong. Let me know if my audio levels are off because I had played around with them. So my capture card is down, and I thought after I set this up, I realized I could, if I wanted to, I could have directly streamed from my Xbox and just not had a camera. Because if I hook the camera up to the Xbox, which is fine, there's a delay in audio to video, so I figured I could just play. So if I don't get another capture card, which I should probably order one soon, if I don't get it by tomorrow, I think I'll just stream Resident Evil 8 directly from my Xbox, no camera, until I get a new capture card in the mail. Alright, let's see what this looks like. You know what, I don't want to do this Kraken blue actually. This doesn't really look, it's not really the blue I want. Sorry. Let me add this darker blue into it. That's too much of like a cornflower blue. Zane, what's up? I notice you, Senpai. Hey, speaking of Senpai, which I don't know what that means. Uh-oh, getting hosted by Maz. What's up, brother? I started watching One Piece, and I started watching One Piece because Coldest Night is I was playing a D&D game as a player in one of his campaigns the other night, Saturday, and he was taking a lot of inspiration from One Piece. So I was like, you know what, man? I love Sea of Thieves, one of my favorite video games of all time. I love pirates, nautical stuff, so I decided I'm gonna watch this. So I started watching it. I'm on episode 3, I think. Thank you so much for that host. And I'm so sorry if you go to my schedule. I know it says Resident Evil 8, but if you're picking up on everything I'm posting on social media, my capture card died on me, which I'm really angry about, but you know, what are you gonna do? Shit happens. When you buy, there we go, I like that. When you buy a capture card that's like, you know, $30 from China, you kind of get what you pay for. But at the time, that's what I could afford, and it got me through, you know, a solid 8 months of streaming. Let's get this base coat on. I like that. That's kind of a cool color. Almost like it's light still, but maybe not as dark as I was actually hoping for, but I think we can work with this. I did not go to the gym this morning. I'm wrecked, man. I went yesterday, had chest day, and did chest, triceps, farmer walk, some cardio, man. And all night I couldn't get comfortable. I did some core workouts where you lift weights with your core. I don't know what they're called, but essentially you hold weights and you do like leans and backs and forwards and all that jazz. Wrecked, man. Wrecked. All last night I was just laying in bed uncomfortable, could not get comfortable. I ended up falling asleep probably by 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, and I slept hard. Once I finally fell asleep, I slept hard. My body was just exhausted. This paint is really sticking kind of oddly to her. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe it didn't mix well enough and maybe streaking. I don't know. It's a little glossy. I do not know. Matt, thank you so much though for that host. I appreciate that. Water this down too. Or thin it out, I should say. Something ain't right, guys. Host Hype got 5 minutes, dude, to hop on and say, hey, hope you're doing good, dude. What are we painting today? A female human wizard. Emote. Oh, what is that? Oh, hype emote. Oh, nice. Take a drink. All right, I can do that. It's good old classic H2O there. Yeah, we were going to paint. I was thinking about working on my players' characters, but honestly, again, I really just want to get a little bit more, practice in on some of these other miniatures I have before I start doing them. And the reason being is they're just, I'm sending them to them, so I want them to be just fantastic. So they're ones that are not going to be. I think I just showed you my blood crack. That is awesome. What's going on, but this blue is not jiving. That's your pineapple. That's a good face. You want to show everybody on my stream your pineapple face? Look at this kid. Look at that. He made a little pineapple face on that side and on that side with the tongue sticking out. There you go, buddy. Yeah, that's my little boy. Nice friend. How we doing, handsome? Good. Yourself? Super cool. Yeah, he likes to play. He does a really good job occupying himself. Right? There's about he's got about a couple hours each day that I do this Monday through Friday. That's sticking on much better. But it might also be staying on her cloak better because I already painted that little bit on there. So it's kind of like that acted as like another coat of primer almost. Either way, we're just going to go with it here now. But he does a really good job occupying himself for the most part. It's like he doesn't understand what I tell him, but I always tell him, like, I just got to, Daddy's got to do his stream. And I just recently started doing, when did I start doing it? It was before the holiday time, or maybe right after the holiday time. I started doing, just 5 days a week. I felt like if I wanna, I'm a stay-at-home dad. I don't have a 9 to 5 to go to anymore. And if I want to do this, I should really put more time and effort into it. So that's what I did. 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. I've done a couple Saturday streams since I set up this. I'm not digging the way this cloak is turning out. I might have ruined this miniature. I don't understand why. It's almost like I'm gonna shake this so damn much. He is an artist. Why are you painting? Yo, that's quality, my guy. Pineapple face. Yeah, he got that for Christmas. We got him a little pineapple. It's like a Mr. Potato Head, but a pineapple. I'm really kind of at a loss on what's going on with this paint. This is the first time I've used this color, so maybe it's just not shaken up enough. I don't know. It's just acting really weird on the figure. So it's really thin, but it's not like watered out thin. It's almost like it's streaky. And I did thin it out with some water, which you really should always do. Coat of base coat here of this color and go from there. And again, that's kind of the nice part about doing a base coat. You just slap it on. It does act as kind of a form of primer. So if you're doing any other colors on top, you'll know it'll take very well to the paint because you have this base coat on. So maybe I get this base coat of blue and I do kind of like a weird other color on top of it to give it a whole totally bizarre, different vibe instead of just having a blue cloak. But I always kind of go back, now that I'm thinking about this, with a blue cloak, it's kind of like, oh, Borak, yes, what is up? Deluxe, how's it going? Smurf, I was just talking about our campaign. I was just talking about, what was I talking about? We were talking about something. What were we talking about? I don't remember. We were talking about the campaign we played on Saturday, and it was leading me to something on D&D, and I don't remember now. But what I was going to say about this, though, is this very much gives me vibes of in Skyrim. I remember I had blue wizard cloaks when I played my wizard character. But Borak, my friend, man, let me tell you, I was ran my campaign yesterday. You won't believe this, Smurf. He's painting a dick, a small vascular member in stream. What? I'm a blue wizard, magic using phallic. What are we talking about? What were we talking? What was I? Raiden, what was I talking about? I said Saturday when we were playing D&D in Smurf's. It is blue. It's about right. Not that I would know anything about Smurf dicks. But I was talking about something, and I have no idea. I don't remember about our campaign that we were running. What I will tell you though is, I think I told this story on Sunday to my people I was running the campaign on yesterday, and I can't remember, but I told my party before we started. I was like, I got to tell you this story, and I went ahead and I shared like the whole summoning of Tiamat and what I think. And Smurf, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like there's a good possible chance that you kind of had that last Dragonborn guy kind of set up as a battle, and I just yeeted his ass into that pit. Which I think, and let me know if I'm wrong, but did I kind of inadvertently help? Summit Tiamat by doing that? Because if so, I feel a little bad about that. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Smurf. You're not. It was Knight was the one running it. My bad. But what was I? I was doing something, man. I was talking about something. I was gonna bring something up that happened on Saturday, and I cannot remember for the life of me. But that's okay. That's how life goes when you start getting older and your brain starts failing you. All right, so yep, we're doing a female human wizard today. It actually shouldn't take too long, judging by the amount of detail that's on her. It's not a lot. I might actually plow through this one. Quick. One thing this blue is just really jacked up, man. I know I'm using that older stuff, but even with the second coat, it's just super thin and streaky. This weekend was pretty epic. I got to play as a party participant in a D&D game on Saturday, and then I ran my campaign on Sunday as the one I've been running for a couple months now. Pretty pumped, man. It's just, I love it. Lurk away, Deluxe. Thank you so much for stopping in. Thank you for the lurk. Knight must be on night shift because he be sleeping today. Yeah. Have a good rest of the shift. Absolutely, man. Have a good rest of your shift. Summon. We haven't proven it yet, but yeah, likely. No worries. Yeah, I'm thinking, it's just one of those things where, you create a character a certain way and you want to stick to playing it in a certain way. And he was walking towards us, and I just was like, you know what? I feel like this is my time to just use the 6 modifier in my strength. Nice, nice. I wish I had days off. I say that, but since I'm a stay-at-home dad, I really don't get any days off. However, I do enjoy the fact that I get to do this. You know what I mean? Like getting to play games, getting to paint during the day. I mean, it's just fun. It's a lot of fun. But it's true when people are like, "Oh, you're a stay-at-home dad. That must be nice." Listen, man, let me tell you, it never ends. Cleaning, laundry, kids, cooking. I do dishes like 2 times a day and I have a dishwasher. But I'm making breakfast for my kids before my daughter goes to school, for my wife before she goes to work. I got to make breakfast for me, make breakfast for my boy. Then I whip up lunch for me and my boy. Sometimes I'm making lunch for my wife to take with her, but I also, when I go grocery shopping, I like to buy things for her she can just keep at her office and have. But yeah, it never ends. Never ending housework. You know, growing up with my mom, who was a stay-at-home mother, she would always say things like that. And as we got older, she would say things like that. And it's like, it's true. It's absolutely true. It just never ends all day, from morning till night. I wake up at 4:30 in the morning every day. I go to bed by about 9 o'clock at night every night. It's just nonstop. But this is my time, right? This is my time. I get to do this. Even though my boy's awake, I get to, I check him out. I hang out, make sure he's not killing himself or breaking shit. Keep me alive till I'm 100, absolutely. Well, and I just recently cut alcohol out of my diet, so I feel the healthiest I felt, and I stopped that right after the holidays, so the Christmas holidays. And I'll probably have some when I go down to Florida this April, but it's just one of those things, you cut out all this processed stuff, and really, I enjoy alcohol. I enjoy beer, wine. I don't really like liquor a whole lot, just because it gets me crazy. But but it's like, you cut that stuff out of your diet, processed sugars, all of that, and you feel 10 times better. Never in a million years would I be okay with waking up at 4:30 in the morning every day. You know what I mean? Like, that's just crazy. But since I've cut all that out, I'm able to get up early, move forward, not go to bed super early. I'm going to drop the volume of the music down just a hair. If it's too loud, let me know. If it's too quiet, let me know. Compared to my voice. You know what? This would look really cool if I did like a mithril silver wash. Water it down real big and just put a little bit of that on our cloaks. Or our cloak's blue but kind of has a sparkle to it. I'm going to keep that in mind. All right, we're going to let that dry. While that's drying, I'm going to put a base coat down of the Lawful White, which is about as white as you can get. I mean, it's like a titanium white. We're going to put that on the magic she's pulling out of her book. And that white's going to be the base coat of that magic energy. And then we're going to do that purple. So we're going to get that purple over here. So if you had like purple fire, so you know how fire you get like at the base of the fire is usually like bluish, clearish, darkish, and then as it gets, if you picture on an animation or a picture, as it gets up, the tips get more lighter, yellow, maybe even whitish, maybe white at the core, but like yellow at the tip, red to orange to yellow, or would it be vice versa? I don't know, but some kind of gradient of that sort. Purple, what would maybe like a pinkish or red to purple, or vice versa, maybe. I don't know. I gotta think that one through. I'm gonna make this look like it's glowing. I do have white, so like that in and of itself, when you have a base of that bright white and you just do little bits of highlights of that color, it kind of gives it a glowing appearance. Go to blue usually. Okay, so a purple to blue, and then maybe even I can just highlight little tips or edges with like a pinkish red, right? Like on the tip, right? So she's pulling out of the book, so her hand's going to be engulfed in like this blue at the base, maybe with purple coming up, purple to like tips of maybe just white. Leave it as it just fades from purple to white. Maybe not overcomplicate it, do too much color, But we got to get this on her. It's funny. I love painting these things, right? Because as you paint them, they look like shit. They look like, right now it just has this like blue patchy base coat on, and it's like, oh. But then when you get done, it's like super cool. Could go towards maroon, or maybe towards maroon. If it's a darker or tends more towards that maroon color, I see what you're saying. That more of a reddish. So the purple I'm using is called Phasris purple. So it's almost like a just grape candy purple, right? Think of that, grape candy. So I think I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna see what it looks like as it just kind of goes to white. And then depending on how that looks, maybe we'll take some like light blue or even maybe pinks, a little bit of pink, and highlight some edges and tips with that pink at the end of the energy as she's pulling. Right, like this, we could say this is a magic missile she's getting ready to throw. Which, depending on how you can make that any color you want. But I guess my biggest thing is I didn't want to do just an ice. Ray of Frost or just a fireball, because that just seems it's overdone. I'm trying to make this a little more unique for this character. Let's see what my boy just messaged me. Asked me how is the new Rainbow Six, and I tried it and I uninstalled it. It's trash, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but my opinion isn't always the correct one, but I feel like the new Rainbow Six Extraction, I believe it's called, is not that good. I was Justin Friend Raiden. I was actually really enjoying the Hitman stream. I started playing that the other day, and I just got through like the prologue, like the training. But I'm kind of excited to pick that up and play. Smurf is that what your pee looks like? It's not pee. So we're gonna get this going here. She's gonna paint her hand white as well, because I'm sure for ease of the mold, they painted her. They made her hand also this translucent material as well as the magic. I'm sure it's because they printed, created just the one piece arm hand magic to attach there. So we're gonna put a little bit of white on that as well. So when we do the flesh color, it'll actually pop. It'll show up. Complete the first 2 missions off stream. Okay, Hitman is great if that's what you were talking about. Yeah, the Hitman game. Yeah, like I said, I just I installed it the other day. I started playing. I think we were talking about this on the last stream, like how or maybe it was even in the chat, Twitter chat. But I was like, I want to play a game again, for myself. I just want to play a game that I can play. I don't need to worry about streaming it. I don't really need to worry about anything. I just want to enjoy a video game. I haven't done that in a very long time. So I started playing Cyberpunk, and I'm not gonna lie, when I first tried Cyberpunk, I wasn't a fan, and now I'm like really, really getting into it. Like it's just, it's just super fun. The storyline's fun. Really, the biggest complaint I think I have on it is that the AI is kind of stupid, and the combat leaves a little bit to be desired. I almost would have rather have had them make that game like a RPG or something. Sort of jumped in too quick and didn't learn the game, but now I got it on lock. So you didn't do the intro like mission where you're on the boat? So I really wanted to stream a story game, and you were saying how you wanted to play something off stream. Yep. I have never looked at Cyberpunk. The bad press and reviews kept me from it. Here's the deal: at this point, you can't go wrong, and they fixed all the bugs. The only thing I don't like is that they still haven't optimized it for the Xbox Series X, S, or the PS5. So you're not at that, you know, high level of visuals, effects, etc. So I did it after and figured it all out. Okay, right on. Yeah, I'm ready to. I'll probably be playing some of that tonight before I go to bed if I have time. Hydration reminder. Really gotta figure out how much. Oh, almost painted her cloak white. Ah, shit. But yes, I absolutely am thinking Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep today. Tiny Tina's Assault. Tiny Tina's Assault. Is that Borderlands? Yeah, isn't that Borderlands? They kind of made it more like RPG-ish or more fantasy-ish or something. Offshoot of Borderlands, yeah, that's what I thought. Pretty sure I know what you're talking about in that one. I think I remember seeing like a lot of people were excited for it. Some people, I know some like diehard Borderland fans were kind of weirded out by the concept. But you know, I'm gonna be honest. Borderlands, I played the first Borderlands on the I want to say Xbox 360. I enjoyed the first Borderlands, but I never played any of the other ones. Now, I will also tell you, because of that, I did buy the Borderlands collection on the Nintendo Switch. So I have Borderlands 1, Borderlands 2, and I think like the Handsome Jack collection or something, or the pre-sequel. Maybe it's called the Handsome Jack collection, and it's Borderlands 1, Borderlands 2, and pre-sequel. One-shot adventure, but Tiny Tina's Wonderland is coming in March. Okay, so that's the one I was thinking of. That maybe it's not out yet. That I've been hearing a lot of things on. People are just kind of like, or I should say, some of the diehard fans are just really like, I don't know. But there's also a lot of people that are like absolutely pumped. Smurf, you gonna be streaming that? So I just realized I made a big mistake here. I should have painted her book first. Because how am I gonna get all in there? So we're gonna do just white on the book. And we're probably not gonna do any, like on the last wizard I did like some basic like to make it look like there was writing in the book, and I don't think I'll do that on this one. I think I'm just gonna have it kind of look like it's this crazy energy just coming out of the book. I might run a little bit of wash on it. We'll see how that turns out. I should probably do that sooner than later in case it messes up. I can always retouch up everything with white. So I have white still on my palette. Tiny Tina is a character from Borderlands 2. Yep, that's why you want to finish up Dragon Keep. Got it. I should go back in and play them. You know, I really enjoyed the first one. I didn't stay up on it, so like when they started doing all these other releases, I just had no idea. And it was another game out around that time, role-playing game by BioWare. Was it Dragon Age Origins, I think, on the 360, and I really enjoyed that one a lot. I was not at all able to get into The Witcher 2 or The Witcher 3. why. I just couldn't get into it. Just is what it is, I guess. Yeah, I've heard amazing things. I just really couldn't get into it. I don't know why. Now, I wouldn't mind reading the book. I really enjoyed the book. What was it? The Metro book series? In fact, I'm still reading the second one. Or what is... I think the second book is what Metro, the third Metro game is about. I'm trying to remember. They go up to the surface a lot on it. It's been a while. I started reading it during the summertime when I was camping a lot, because my family, we have a camper. I bought a camper not too long ago. Well, right before the pandemic. Lucky me, because then you couldn't find them anywhere. And so take my family out camping, and I like to bring a book and do some reading while we're out there. Okay, book and magic energy is kind of done with the base coat. Yeah, see, 3, I tried playing 3 and I just couldn't get into it. I don't know. Again, maybe it's just because I don't know. I struggled with the character development. I remember thinking that the one dwarf you're with all the time annoyed the shit out of me. Couldn't stand him. He was like narrate. I think he narrates like the second one. Whatever that guy's name was. But I kind of had like this, he can piss off at this point. I remember the whole time he would talk, I was like, eh. But, yeah, I just struggled with that one for some reason. I would love, and you know, here's the thing. It's funny. I'm big into fantasy. Again, I love Dungeons and Dragons a lot. But for whatever reason, when it comes to books, I always preferred science fiction over fantasy. Now, there's some fantasy books I really enjoyed, obviously. I mean, The Hobbit goes down as one of my all-time favorite books. And then you have, you know, the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I love those books. I have Silmarillion, started reading that and was like, what the fuck? And stopped pretty quick. Yeah, I just, I don't know. Science fiction books for me, fantasy video games for me. Or both, really. I don't know. But I love the Metro series. Love the Metro series games. I love the book. It's great. If you haven't read the book, you should go find a copy. We have a store up the road from my house, Half Price Books. I'm sure you guys in the States, or maybe even up where you're not in the States, might have them. But I go there all the time and I just try to find books. I just ordered a book on Amazon. Yeah, it's a fantastic store. I just ordered a book on Amazon that I read. I heard a bunch of people talking about it. It's a science fiction book. It is called Hyperion. It's book 1 of the Hyperion. It's like a trilogy of books by Dan Simmons. So I'm looking forward to checking that book out. I've heard a lot of really good things about it. You want booba? What time is it, buddy? Is it nap time for you yet? Almost. It's gonna be nap time soon. Okay. You gotta take a nap because you didn't yesterday. Mikey did not take a nap yesterday, and it was a nightmare, man. Huh? Is it working? Okay, go watch. That guy should probably go put a show on for him, or else he's gonna keep coming over here wanting to watch a show. I feel like this character is kind of becoming a bit of a mess. I'm gonna put some flesh wash on her face to get that going as well. I really think I'm kind of mad that I did this blue cloak because it's not coming out right. All right. There we go. There we go. That looks good. Drop there, drop around the eyes. I love painting with these washes because it's almost like you put it on and then it pools in like the different areas, and then you can use your brush to kind of pull the pooling around and really work it into the areas you want. Got to get back to work, but I am going to lurk because the tunes are fantastic. Smurf, I want to thank you so much for the lurk, and I want to thank you for stopping by. It was a lot of fun getting to meet you via Discord chat and getting to play D&D with you, man. I look forward to the next session. So I'm going to have to paint her hair a color. I was going to try to just wash it as well. Maybe with a brown wash or something. I'm going to have to because I got too much blue on it. So I'm going to have to paint something on there to kind of cover that up. The face is looking good. I'm happy with that. Hell yeah. The Celebrity Smurf. Meet your idol, Smurf Glitch. Oh man, that is fantastic. Let me tell you, he's a good guy. Also, it was really, really cool getting to play with in a party that had a sea elf. Never, ever, ever done that before. Raiden, you should play Dungeons and Dragons with us sometime. Now that I'm using Tabletop Simulator, I've learned how to use Roll20. I plan on playing D&D a lot. It's fun, man. It's one of those things that you just kind of like, you know, when I was younger, it was one of those types of games that it can be very overwhelming because you're like literally people explain it as like, no, you can literally do whatever you want. Like if you want to do X, do X, do that. So it is one of those games that can be overwhelming when you're trying to figure out how to play it. As far as, yeah, you're really bad at commitments. Yeah, that's key. I mean, it's not uncommon for, we had somebody, one of the players that were going to be playing with us on Saturday couldn't make it. So it's rough, man. It's rough, you know. And when you have a significant other in your life, I mean, I have the kids, my wife, I have to basically tell my wife days and days and days in advance that at this time I'm going to play. I will do everything I can before then to like get the house in order, help put the kids down or make a meal or whatever. So you don't have to be like super stressed out doing it by yourself. But I want to play D&D. Yeah, no, I totally get it, man. Yep. And that's respectable, right? You don't want to... It's not cool saying you're going to do something and bailing out on it. It's you know, especially when... For me, especially on D&D, it's like, man, that's like... I love Dungeons and Dragons so much. I love playing it. I love the lore. I love reading my books that I have. To me, a good read is opening the monster manual and just, you know, like, who do I want to read about today? You know, not to mention you get your ideas kind of for the game you might be running. Or you want booba? Okay, give me 1 minute. I'll be right there. Okay. Okay, I'll be right there. So yeah, being able to make that commitment is key. Because, you know, you get the person that's doing and this is what I think a lot of people don't realize. The person that's GMing rather, or DMing any role-playing game is putting a lot of time and effort into creating a story. And they're like, okay, I have X amount of players, and they base it off that. So like when a player doesn't show up, it can be a bummer, you know, after they've put in a ton of time or whatever. It's happened to me. It happens to every DM. That's a fact. looks cool. It's kind of helpful to have everyone there can take away if somebody can't make it or multiple times missing it. I will definitely try to iron out my schedule once I get more into work hours going up in February, and then I'll be able to commit to it. Well, listen, I tell you what, I am going to be running a game in probably in March was when we'll start. I do go on vacation for one weekend to another weekend in April. I'm going to be in Florida, which... As much as I would like to go down to Florida to play Dungeons and Dragons, I think I'm going to be a little busy with family and beaches. I'm going to be, so the campaign I'm going to be running is, hang on a second, my boy keeps coming over for this show. Let me put this in for him. Yeah, we'll get it going, bud. Hey, but you got to leave this door open because what if the kitty cat needs to come down and go potty? Okay, Marta, you want to watch the show? All right, okay. Anyway, so the campaign I'm going to be running this spring is called. It's going to be taking place in a. So it's going to take place. The setting is going to be called Ravenloft, and Ravenloft is, think classic Gothic horror, vampires, werewolves, zombies, witches, all this kind of stuff. And then the basis of the game is going to be essentially the players are going to be. Students at a university called Strixhaven, which is derived from a setting on Magic the Gathering, and essentially think of Harry Potter, right? But these students aren't all wizards; they're just players that actually that got accepted into this university, but the university itself uses magic to kind of enhance learning. So I put a little bit of silver on top of that magic purple ball she's pulling out of the book. I'm going to now add a little bit more water to water down this purple, and we're going to do like a coating of this purple, kind of like a purple wash over the magic, and we should be done with that, and it should kind of give it a sense of its glowing or magical, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, man. Can you pitch me an idea? Absolutely. For a story? Sure, I'm always ears. Now, when you say a story, do you mean like for Dungeons and Dragons, or what do you got? Or just kind of like in general? So you're a writer for like a story, you're a bit of a writer? Okay. Hit me. Stay down here, Eddie. Okay. to wait, buddy. I was just over there.
Oh, they're working. Keep looking. Okay.
I think he keeps like shutting off the game or something, and so he's like, "Oh, it's not working," and then he comes over and I don't know what he's doing. But I feel like since I talked about how he's such a good kid at keeping himself occupied, of course this is the day that he's going to be a little more needy while I'm doing this, but that's okay. I actually had a really good idea for the Strixhaven University. So an idea I had was that the university itself I do a lot of oh, hey, hello. Okay. I just saw you wrote that big old thing there. Give me 2 seconds and kind of scroll up a little bit. Okay, I can see it. All right, so the idea is a dystopian future and society has advanced in medicine, and now we have the ability to enhance our children's genes and whatnot to create a more perfect child. But this is a whole moral thing because there's people whom are narcissistic, and generational trauma leads to people not wanting their kids to have such a thing. And on the other hand, there's people whom just think it's wrong and it's unethical. I don't know. Thought of it last night, so I think this is very interesting. But yes, just like a story in general, I don't really know what for. I do a lot of songwriting and story writing. Just comes with it. My whole thing is to create a deep idea of the story and make it into either an album or song. Right on, man. Well, hey, check it out. Definitely check out my podcast. I have an episode where I talk all about music. I used to play in a band, toured, played with some relatively famous musicians. Famous, right? Not with, but like we shared the stage, open from different bands and whatnot. In fact, I think Kaiden was here last time we were talking about it and about how I actually, one of my favorite shows I ever played was we opened for Michael Graves, who was the second lead singer for the Misfits, the punk rock band, the Misfits. My whole thing is to create a deep idea story. So I think that's really interesting story idea. I think what's even more interesting is that is exactly kind of happening now. There's already people doing all kinds of different genetic experiments. I mean, it's happening in China. It's happening in other areas of the world where genetic or gene therapy, what is it called? Where they essentially try to rewrite the DNA code or the genetic code of a human being. That is absolutely being messed around with. Yep. I believe it's unethical. I don't think it's a good thing. Here's the craziest fun thing about science fiction. Fun, if you want to think it's fun, sure, why not? For me, the craziest thing about science fiction. So stuff like that, Raiden, like, if you can think it. Genome remapping. There you go. The genome remapping, where it actually was done, where they recreated like multiple different creatures, genetic mapping, and they've been able to alter some of it. I know in some creatures. I should find some of those articles. My mother-in-law is heavy into medical ethics. She's sits on a board for the our state's board of medical ethics and research and something. She's very intelligent, very smart woman, and has really good input on this type of discussion. In fact, if she was here right now, she would be able to share all kinds of stuff, articles, and you name it. Different journals, peer-reviewed, etc. All right, so her hair is done. We are going to have to do a little bit of a miss right there. I'm just going to come in right there. There was a little bit of blue that's coming through the hair. Wow, that's a lot. The hair there. Why is that doing that? think it's fun when it gets really psychologically pushing. Love it. By the way, you are a wicked painter. I don't know about that, man. I am very new to all this. I've literally been doing this for maybe 3 weeks. But it's just something I enjoy, so I'm just gonna keep doing it, you know. We've had that discussion on stream many times. If it's something you really enjoy, you know, it's challenging. Something this small is definitely challenging. A lot and focus. And when you do it live, hats off to you. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think that the thing about what you're talking about, the funny thing about that is it's absolutely, most definitely already happening. And I think it's interesting. I think it's going to be interesting to see where it all goes down the road. You know, with the genetic remapping and all of that. So I appreciate the compliments, man. I really do. You know, this is definitely it's a hobby. It's something I really enjoy doing. It's, you know, I'm probably better at this than I am at playing video games. I mean, I really enjoy playing video games, but by no stretch am I good. Right? I mean, so we're gonna do this trim on her back cloak here. We're gonna do gray. I can't tell though if that's just frayed, so should I do like just highlights, or is it? The hard part about doing this type of detail painting is doing it on stream, talking, paying attention, focusing, and also having my boy run around in the background breaking shit. I am, though, I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty bummed out about not being able to play Resident Evil 8 today. I thought about after how I could absolutely have played directly from the Xbox, but I was really looking forward to doing that again today. It's gonna be nap time, buddy. Ready for your nap? Well, go play with the toys you got. Hang on, bud. Especially for me, man. Like, I'm gonna have kids in the next 5 to 8 years, so it could very well be by then. At least I didn't even notice. Wait, what? What did I miss there? I'm sorry. Steady hand. Genome remapping. Oh, for when you're having kids. Follow. Copy. You never know. I mean, it's crazy. But also the whole other aspect is that the mega rich would be the only ones to afford it, and it's a huge conflict between the lower class. Absolutely. I mean, so here's the thing, and I'm a firm believer that even here in America, that, well, especially here in America, everybody is starts off with equal footing. I understand society, how you're brought up, the different areas of what do you want? What do you want? Put that on. Okay, I got it. Sorry, bud. So, like, I absolutely agree with the fact that, like, you know, how you're raised, the status of your parents, you know, like, are they middle class, upper class, blah blah blah, can impact how kids are raised, how they are brought up, what they have access to. But I think it's important to recognize the fact, especially here in America, that everybody still has the same opportunities to do such. It might be more difficult for certain people to get into those opportunities, but it's definitely there. I have a lot of friends that grew up in very low income, lived in a mobile home park, which there's nothing wrong with that at all. But they didn't have a lot of money. Parents maybe not always around. Maybe even a single parent household, and I feel like they're very successful now. And so I feel like the class thing is absolutely there, and I think once we start genetically modifying people, we enter a realm where now it doesn't matter, because now you physically have changed somebody to have the upper hand over other people. Does that make sense? Where right now everybody's kind of just born. We're all born with flaws. We're all born with talents. We're all born with different things, right? Coldest night, man. You just came into a deep, heavy conversation, courtesy of our boy Raiden. Coldest though, but welcome, man. Deep Talk Monday. Absolutely, Deep Talk Monday. Sometimes you just gotta have these. Sometimes you just gotta have those conversations. You know, like I am definitely somebody. I have my own beliefs, and I tend to not really. I don't tend to. I'll never push my beliefs onto anybody, unless you come to me and are talking to me. And you want to know my opinion, I'll tell you why I disagree with maybe your opinion, but I'm never going to sit there and be like, I'm right. I'm right for me, right? Like, I know that that's the case. How is the figure coming along? She's definitely coming along a little better. We're getting some gray highlights done on her cloak. We still have a lot of work to do. I got the magic done on her hand there. You can kind of see maybe that it's slightly purplish, shiny. We're going to do a little bit of white highlights on it, though, to give it that more of a, once we're at the point of doing highlights, to give it more of a glow. I'm just doing right now some highlights on the back cape, a little bit of gray. I started to do the last miniature, that orc, and by the way, that orc turned out great. I'm starting to do though like these manual highlights on these figures, and I'm liking it a lot better than the dry brushing. It does leave a little bit more room to mess up. And I might end up... See, the blue paint is super shiny. It didn't mix right. I might have ruined this miniature. I'm not gonna lie, guys. It might have gotten ruined because that damn blue paint did not mix. But it's drying dull on the palette here. We'll see how it turns out. I'm not too concerned. It's one of those it is what it is moments. I am going to do a little dry brushing on her cloak. Is there any white left? No. It's a little too dark. Good running. Ram cards just showed up. Nice, buddy. Take care, and if you are live when I get back to drop in, I look forward to it. I hope I get to see you again. Take care, man. You have a good one, and enjoy that new memory. I wish I had new memory to put on my computer. How's your miniature coming, Caden? See a little bit of highlighting I did on there on her cloak. I'm hoping the wash will lower down that shininess. Yeah. So fun video games. I am playing a game called Hell Let Loose. Have you guys heard of it? Absolutely one of my favorite games. You may have seen me play it before because I do play it on stream occasionally. But I also I've talked about it, I'm sure, before. One of the best games ever made. By far the greatest shooter multiplayer game you could play. My wife just started watching Band of Brothers with me. It's my millionth time watching it. I own it on DVD, the DVD set, but it's her first time watching it, and it's so much fun. My wife is not somebody who really knows a lot about history, and it's just because she just chose not to like read a bunch of books. I didn't get to it yet. I've been kind of busy with school, and I don't think I'm going to be painting for a while. No worries, man. Take your time. It's like a video game. Sometimes it's nice when you get to come back to a project you started. You know what I mean? Alright, so next we have... Okay, so we have on her for details... Oh, I see. I gotta do some gray right there. A little bit of gray right there. I thought I just hit her face with this gray paint, but I didn't. That would have sucked. It would have been horrible. I think I need to get more blue on this because it just doesn't look right. The front area there, you can just tell it just, I don't know. I think we're gonna touch up the blue. We're gonna do that next. It is gonna be, so I have my shelf up here where I have like all the miniatures I've done over the past few weeks, right up in that right there, kind of. You can kind of see where there's some of the miniatures, some of the monsters I've done, and it's gonna be nice now that I'll get to have a blue, you know, something brighter up there, you know, because I'm telling you, I've been rocking these earth tones, browns, greens. So far, though, I have to admit that my favorite monster I've done is either the Goristro or the Beholder. My favorite miniature, like enemy or PC or NPC, is that orc. That orc from the last stream turned out so good, guys. I mean, I every now and then I just pick him up and I look at him when I'm sitting here and I'm like, gosh darn, I did such a good job on this guy, you know. When something good comes out of this, it's rewarding. It's like a Dark Souls game. You get your ass kicked a million times, you hate yourself, you don't ever want to play it again, and then you beat the boss, and you're like. So I'm gonna try to shake this blue up again and see if I can't get it. I wish they made like little, like, you know those paint can shakers at hardware stores. I wish they made one you could put these in and just. Yeah, it's just like he turned out so well, man. It's like hard. I can't really. And what I like about it is, even though I used red and some like reddish browns for his clothing and the red cloak and the red cloth on under his gauntlets there, or his bracers, it's really, really cool that it still is toned down, right? Like, this is such a bright blue. That's like, even though it's red, it's like toned down, which I'm sure the wash will do the same thing on this. But all right, let's see if this blue got shaken up enough here. I want to just touch up some of her cloak because there's some areas that don't look quite right on the front here. So let's see. And that helped. That did help. That helped a lot, actually. tiny bit of hair color got on the cloak back here. There we go. That'll help cover that up. There's a little bit of bleed through over here. Right up in the shoulder, front shoulder area. Then she has that gray strip right there that I did, which I bled through, or kind of went out of the lines a bit on it. When people ask me why I spent so many years getting bulked up here and big with a dad bod, it's so I can brace my hands against my belly to stop them from shaking when I'm doing these little small areas. You know what I'm saying? That's not true. It's because for a very long time, I liked beer and good food. And lots of it. I still do like all that. I just don't partake like I used to. I used to drink a lot of beer in my days, man. Like, it would not be normal for me to be like pounding down 8, 9, 10 beers at a gathering, party or something. Which is stupid, not healthy, and also why now I struggle trying to lose weight and get in shape, Okay, so now the cloak's pretty much done. But we're gonna go ahead and touch up this more area here, and then we're gonna let that dry while we come up with a game plan of what we're gonna attack next. And actually, while this is drying, I might go run and put my boy down for his nap. If my cousin was here, he'd yell at me for putting my brush in my mouth all the time. We're gonna do brown leather pouches instead of gray, since I did the gray trim. And I'll be right back, guys. I am gonna be running an ad, so again, I apologize, but I want to get that going, and hopefully it'll only take me 1 or 2 minutes to just go put him down for his nap. So he should be good. He already pooped once. Hydration reminder. So I shouldn't have to do a whole big old diaper change. So I'll be right back, guys. Thank you so much for your patience and sticking that out with me here. I do appreciate it. You want to play Mario, huh? He's a crazy kid. You know that? I love that boy. Love that boy. All right, I'll be right back, guys. All right, I'm back. Sorry about the delay there, but I had to. The boy's got to take his nap. I wouldn't mind taking a nap, to be honest with you. Holy smokes. All right, so we're gonna do now. She has kind of like this, some pouches. So 1, 2, 3 pouches. What looks to be like little like bones or sticks or something hanging down. And that's it. Like she doesn't have a lot of detail going on here. I kind of like that. All right, so we're gonna do. Oh, let's do this Sturge tan. It's gonna look almost like pigskin. So instead of like a traditional brown leather, we're gonna make it look like a pigskin. I also had to get me a little snacky poo here, a little protein bar. For those of you who know I'm on a weight loss journey, getting fit and in shape again. This keto thing is doing wonders for me. I've lost a good amount of weight. I'm about 12 pounds down now from where I was 4 weeks ago. So that's exciting. And use this app. You track everything you eat. And it's fantastic. So apologies for doing this on stream, but I gotta do it before I forget. Alright, good deal. So getting to eat things like this and having to just really track what I'm eating is key. And then kind of going back to what I was talking about, not drinking, I've lost, that probably is helping my weight loss too. And if I partook in anything else, you know what I mean? I wouldn't be able to eat healthy. Takes forever for the paint to mix. It is brutal with these. I really like the colors, the consistency of the Army Painter paints, but these little bottles, man, forever to mix. And it gives you a little bit of a workout. Trying to shake them up. All right, here we go. I might add a drop of tan, like regular brown, into this. We're gonna do the light one. Just because it was a little too pink. And I think that's what I did in the last character I used this for, like a lighter colored leather. Yeah. That's nice. Yeah, so it looks like, imagine like a baseball glove or he said he might come back, Smurf. He had to go, do some, he's installing his memory cards. His new RAM. Loving my hat's getting in my light. Oh, there we go. It's like night and day. Like the worst time to eat this. There we go. There we go. My seat was lower than it normally is. I see what I did there. So I didn't realize right on the top of this pouch, part of her cloak is hanging over it. So there's like a tiny little spot where it should be blue. And I painted a bit of brown on it. So we're just going to dab this tiniest little bit here. So Smurf, you said you were working earlier, right? You're working. What do you do? If you don't mind me asking. You absolutely don't have to say anything to that. You don't have to tell me. Just curious. I work from home. Lucky enough, I'm in fraud prevention claims supervision. Can I tell you a little something? I worked at First Data and Fiserv for about 5 years. Well, First Data then became Fiserv for 5 years, and I started off as a call center agent. Went up, became a supervisor. Became a supervisor in the call center. Then from there, I became a supervisor in merchant disputes and fraud claims department, and then I became a senior business analyst in that department as well. So I'm very familiar with fraud claims, merchant disputes, fraud, etc. We service numerous different financial institutions. It wasn't just one financial institution. Yeah, it was a good career. I mean, the only difference is the reason I'm not doing it now is because my wife had done so well with her career. I was able to quit, be a stay-at-home dad, and stream and paint miniatures. And I also do some investing as well, because one day I don't want to have to worry about money at all. dark brown now.
Fact.
Phones trainer to manager, and I've been a manager of many different fraud departments. And all right, right on. You don't mind me asking, do you work for like a single financial institution, or do you work for? Also, what part of the U.S. are you in? If you don't mind answering these questions, you don't have to. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little personal now, but I just find it very interesting that. Oh, in Kansas. Okay, I'm just north of you, buddy. I'm in Nebraska. In fact, if you know Fiserv, you probably know exactly what city I live in. Which I'm not. I don't care about sharing it. I live in it's in Omaha, Nebraska. Let's do a finer point brush for this. But yeah, it was a good career. I mean, I did it for. I mean, I actually worked when I was in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I worked for TCF Bank as well. I never did the fraud work there, but I was call center and then quality. And then once I moved here, I you know, because of my experience at TCF, I was able to get right in at First Data. You know, you just show up to work and you show that you're not a jerk on the phones. You went to U of M Twin Cities. Nice, dude. Was that U of M Twin Cities? I'm assuming that's the campus over there on off University Drive. When you say Twin Cities, I don't know the difference of the campuses. I just know that right on University Drive there was a restaurant called the Green Spoon. It was a Korean joint. And right across and down the street from that was an Anytime Fitness, and I used to go work at Anytime Fitness there. I would work out there, and then I would go hit up that Korean joint and just get like the stone bowl, you know, the bibimbap or whatever, with the toasty rice and all the egg and the meat and the kimchi, and that's how you do a post-workout meal. What years were you in Minneapolis? '05 to '08. I was not there. Over in St. Paul, and Minneapolis, over both sides of the river. Northeast, and then tech savvy and street smart. That's fun, man. I love Minneapolis, so I moved there. In 2011. I actually, and I take that back. I didn't move to Minneapolis in that year. I moved to a town called Big Lake, which was up 94 before St. Cloud by Monticello, Rogers, that area, just past Rogers. Anyway, I lived up there for a while, and then when I met my wife, I moved to the cities. Well, actually, I moved to Chanhassen for like 5 months before we got married. And then once we got married, I moved in with her. And yeah, that's where I lived on Chicago and 15th. So if you know where the old Metrodome was, where the Vikings would play. I was just past that. I was by Hennepin County Medical Center, that big hospital there. So Chicago, you took Chicago rather 15th to Chicago, and I was in like a little area there by Central. Was it North Central University? No, Central University. It was a Bible Christian school. Lived there for a while, and then we bought my wife and I bought our first house up in the Lynn Bohannon neighborhood of North Minneapolis, which you know the reputation North Minneapolis has. So did that for a while, lived up there until 2016, moved here. Biggest reason is there was some crime happening around us, and we just realized we didn't want to raise our kid in that neighborhood anymore. Had a job opportunity down here at First Data, and so we moved down here. My wife moved as well for her career. At the time, she was working at the Container Store, she was working at the one on in Edina, off France Avenue, and she helped open the store here, and the rest is history. Really, she left that. She got laid off during the COVID pandemic. And she started to do the real estate thing, and now here we are. She's been very successful in real estate here, and that's it. Damn son, I'm only 20 and I haven't even been to university yet. Going to business school in the fall if life goes right. Just make it happen, man. If that's what you want to do, just make it happen. Don't wait on life. Don't give life the excuse or the reason why you didn't do something. If you wanted to do it, just do it. Make it work. What I'll tell you though is I agree with Smurf. I don't think college is for everybody. In fact, I am a proponent of tech schools and just get into the career field you want, work your way up. That's really where it's kind of happening. I did the same thing, Smurf. I right out of high school, I started going to school. And then I stopped, started playing in a band, was touring, doing all that shit, partying. I didn't go back to college until I was 25. Do tell, yeah. I'm so young, I don't know what to do, to be honest. Can I tell you all a secret? Sharon is Karen, this is super lame. Really want to be a trucker. Dude, there's nothing wrong with that. Are you kidding me? It's an awesome career field. We need it. I mean, I hate truckers when I'm driving, but it's a huge career. Yeah, super in demand. Now, I will tell you, I've been seeing everything in Canada with the truckers up there going on. We're not really seeing a lot of that in America right now, but it could get to that point. It's a very, very good career field. My cousin Vinny Van Gogh, he's in this chat. He was a trucker. He drove a truck, delivered booze. I have an uncle that was a truck driver. My dad used to drive for in the military when he first joined in the 70s. He drove trucks of jet fuel, all that kind of stuff, argon, liquid oxygen. And then when he got out of the military, he was a truck driver for a period of time. Go for it, man. Absolutely. Don't ever... You know what, man? Even if it's something that you think is lame or other people might think is lame, if it's what you want to do, man, don't ever feel weird or bashful about it. Do your thing, dude. Don't ever let anybody else dictate shit to you. You know what I'm saying? That ain't how to live life. Hey, Zane, what's up? Hey, no worries. Welcome back to the stream. Still finishing up on my my little wizard lady here. And maybe Smurf, maybe, and I could be wrong, but maybe up in the Canada and all that trucking is looked at, you know, differently than down here. But here in the U.S., man, there's nothing wrong with wanting to drive a truck for a living. I mean, a lot of people have done it, made very, very successful careers out of it. I actually had a neighbor whose dad was an over-the-road trucker. He'd be gone for 2 weeks at a time, but he was pulling in 20 grand per trip, 20 grand in a month that he's making just to drive these long haul rides from Michigan to Texas, then over to New Mexico, then back up to Michigan or whatever, you know. Don't want to do it forever. I just want to try a bunch of different things. Trucking is kind of looked down on. My mom also shit on me lots about it. Fuck that. Who gives a shit? Don't take offense to it, but fuck her. Not fuck her, but fuck her opinion, right? Like, if it's what you want to do, go for it, man. That's a good thing too. I'm just friends trying anything. Tickles. Please don't take that I wasn't trying to offend towards your mom. I want to clarify that. Okay, well, never mind. Fuck her, I guess. I was just saying, fuck that opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, when people have opinions, even if it's your parents, fuck those opinions. If it's not positive, if it's not, you know, it's your life, man. You're the one who has to live for the next, I hope, you know, 80, 90, 100 years, right? I pray for you that you live as long as you possibly can. You, your significant other, your children, they're the ones that need to live with you, live with your choices. As Smurf said, as long as it is legal and it's keeping you happy and it's able to let you live the life you want to live, money no concern, right? If you're living the life you want to live, then absolutely go for it, man. You know, our parents and people in the older generation, they kind of, I think they come from a bit of a different time where people were defined by the career or the choice that they made that they wanted to move towards. That's not that way anymore. That's not how the world works. You know what I mean? You know, we live in a world with technology and everything that you literally can do anything you want to do. There's no reason that you can't do it. Okay, we're gonna go down this path, right? So I'm a stay-at-home dad, but can I be honest with you? Do you know what else I do other than stream, paint, play video games, try to make money this way, which doesn't work very well, but you know, you make a little bit of money. Can I tell you something else that I do? I drive around, and especially in the springtime, people do springtime cleaning, and you'll see on the side of the street tables, chairs, paintings, pictures, garage sale by, you know, $5 will get you a whole box full of stuff. I do that. I go onto Facebook and other marketplaces and I resell it, and I make, you know, 200+% profit. It's not a lot of money, but it could be one day. Trucker, history professor, YouTuber, the list goes on. Do it all, man. You know, as long as you're not harming yourself or anything else, do what you gotta do. Yeah, flipping is great, dude. It's a good side hustle. That's how I was able to buy, you know, my computer to start streaming more regularly instead of just my Xbox. Which I'm not able to right now. I will be buying a new, as soon as I'm done here, a new capture card. In fact, I should see if I can get it now and get shipping for tomorrow. Yeah, flip, man. Do whatever you want. Don't ever let anybody take you down or bring you down about what you want to do. Know what I'm saying, man? You gotta do what you wanna do in life. Oh yeah. That's my Macho Man impersonation. So I need to find another cheap capture card that'll work for a while. I can't afford an Elgato right now. But this one looks pretty good. It's got high reviews. Plug and play, in, out, USB 3. Definitely worth it. Blah blah blah. Good. Starting off. Good capture. Good capture. The HDMI capture OBS was a very small amount of latency with nothing noticeable. Maybe 4 frames at the most. HDMI blah blah blah. Caveat to it. What's the caveat? Will not support 1080 with 60 FPS. Well, guess what? My stream does not have that. I can't do that until I'm partnered. I think it to be partnered to have a higher. Whatever. Let's get it. It's on sale right now too. The only thing I don't like is that it's... Yeah, whatever. I'm still here, guys. Talks amongst yourselves. Just give me a brief second here. Free shipping, it'll show up, hey, on Wednesday. So tomorrow I'll stream just from the Xbox. Wednesday I'll be painting anyway, and then Thursday I'll be back to Resident Evil 8. I might do Resident Evil 8 on Friday too, just so I can, whatever, play again. I feel my aspirations are huge and wild. There's nothing wrong with that. Life is just crazy, you know. Still figuring it all out. It is, and that's part of life, man. It's figuring it all out. You know what I mean? Really glad I got peeps like you guys to chat about it. What's crazy is the amount of opportunity there is for you to really do whatever it is you want and make a career / living from it. And we live in a time. Smurf is absolutely right. We live in a time where you can do that, right? Like back when I was in my 20s, that didn't exist, man. Like I was working in a paper mill, I worked in a parts store. Like you had to do a job. You had to just pick up whatever you wanted to. And then it was like right around 2000, I'd probably say 2012 to 2015, that period of time, technology really spiked, and there's all these, you know, the way the internet is working and the way these streaming platforms are and YouTube and this and that really took off around that time. Else my life who actually respect me or help me, but you guys are awesome. I appreciate it. Yes, I'm glad to be young in the time I'm in. I want to make the most of it. Kids have no idea. I apologies, I'm not calling you a kid. In general, young people have no idea, man, how different times are compared to, you know, just even 10 years ago. It's outrageous. It's crazy. Things are changing like you wouldn't believe, and it's pretty cool, to be honest with you. I'm really not digging. I mean, literally, I'm done. Other than her hands and her, you know, her hands, I got to do. I'm done with this person. It kind of looks though like I'm not digging how like it's just so much blue and just a little bit of like the leather pouches that she has on her. I got to do her face. I got to do her hands. Oh, I got to do the book too. We're gonna make the book bound in black, I think. Please don't take offense to what I just said when I said kids. That's not what I meant. That's old dude speak for youngins. Just like when I was young, people used to say that to me all the time. But I tend to not like to do that, so I apologize. I mean, I definitely, and I feel like I definitely lucked out. I had some cool adults in my life. My cousin is, you know, so my cousin Vinny, who comes into these chats sometimes, he's actually, or my streams, he's actually 10 years older than me. So like, you know, wow, I really fucked the book up. That's all right. I'm gonna fix it. And you know, even when I was playing in the bands and everything, I was like surrounded by people that were 10 to 15 years older than me. You know, so even then I had a lot of adults, like-minded adults to speak to. But I mean, it was very common. Like I was definitely not supported in the things I wanted to do. Really? Right? Like, if that makes sense. Even when I was younger, like my parents didn't come to my musical shows, you know. you know, they always said like it's just not the type of music they like. But you know, other people in my age, you know, in my late teens and stuff, like their parents would still show up because it's, you know, supporting your kids or whatever. I mean, like stuff like that. You know, I really was on my own when it came to the stuff I wanted to do. You know, as I got older, you know, but it goes back to what I was saying before. I think our parents, that generation, especially my parents, that generation, they came from a time when, like, you know, you didn't take risks like that. You have to get yourself a job. That's what's going to define you, et cetera, et cetera. And those times are gone. Like, it just doesn't exist anymore. So. And I should add that I don't hold anything against my parents for that. It's just the times were different, man. And now it's like I get to do these things that I want to do. Right? Like, so I'm not too concerned about it. She didn't know how to support you. Didn't really truly support you. Your dad passed away when you were young, and it really shattered our lives. Oh, it's tough, man. I'm so sorry to hear that. You know, but I think, though, you know, this is the kind of stuff, though, that will really... Renewals, what's up, brother? This is the kind of stuff, though, that you'll remember, right? Like, and yeah, you know, you might have gone through a lot, or yeah, maybe you didn't have the support you felt like you should have had or you wanted to have from a parental direction. But here's the thing, like, it should only, and this is my opinion, it should only really help you develop the drive to do the things you want to do, right? Like, and at least that's what it did for me, right? I wanted to get a guitar when I was really young. No, I didn't get a guitar for Christmas, for multiple Christmases, and I was told it's because they felt that it was something that, like, you need to put a lot of time and effort into, and they don't think I would do that. Fair enough. I wasn't really a kid that, you know, I was pretty, you know, I have ADD. I'm really sure of it. So sure, I get that what they were getting at, but it's still like one of those things where you're like, yeah, but what if I could have? Would it have mattered? Would it have helped? I still would have done what I was doing anyway. I still saved up, got a guitar, blah, blah, blah. Hey, Renewals, thanks, man. I just ordered another one as on stream on Amazon, so hopefully I will, not tomorrow, but, Thursday I'll be back to doing games. It happens. It sucks. I bought a cheap capture card. That's what, you know, that's just kind of the name of the game. Buy cheap. That's what happens. I don't like how I did the book, but it is what it is. I wasn't going to do any text writing in there, and I did, and it came out really bad. But that's okay. like even for me, like it came down to even like college education. Like I didn't do really great in high school. Um, so my parents didn't pay for my college education, but they paid for my other siblings. So it's like that's the kind of stuff that really sits in, and I decided to really just run with it and let it drive my desire to just do better and get to where I want to be. And I feel like I did a good job. Not too pleased with the way this wizard turned out today, guys. I'm actually pretty bummed. It's not looking that good. But you know, you have good ones, you have bad ones, and this is just one that just didn't turn out that good. That happens.
So fill to me the parting glass and drink a health whate'er befalls. Then gently rise and softly call. Good night and joy be to you all.
Let's see what we got here. Oh, 32 gigs of RAM. What is up? Great thing about this world, you can find family however you want, blood or not. That's true. I love my family, and my blood-related family is my family, and I love them to death, and I'd do anything for them. Right? I don't hold a grudge for anything in my past that I feel like might have, because no matter what, where I'm at in life right now, regardless of past, is where I want to be, and I know I did it. So, you know what I'm saying? So I just don't feel like it's necessary to be even like writing family off, or like that's just silly to me. But oh man, I'm not happy with how this wizard turned out. Lord, whatever. You know what? This will be an NPC wizard. This will be a bad guy wizard that my party will one day fight against. This isn't going to be it. Unless somebody wants to be a blue cloaked, weird looking lady wizard. I guess. I don't know.
Gently rise and softly call. Good night and joy be to you all. So fill to me the parting glass and drink a health whate'er befalls. Then gently rise and softly call.
I swear, if I have to admit though, it's crazy that you were up in Minneapolis. It's super fun. Are you a Gophers fan then? Oh, what part of Wisconsin? Hey, I'm playing Cyberpunk right now. We were just talking about that earlier. MKE area, Milwaukee area. Oh, bro, so I was in Milwaukee not too long ago, and I had... Alright, so in Milwaukee, there's this market. It's like a fish market with like other stuff and stores in there. Do you know what I'm talking about? I don't remember what it was called. By the way, the Harley Davidson Museum is fantastic. But anyway, I digress. I don't even ride a motorcycle, but it's just one of those things. I like motorcycles. I would like to get one, but you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so in that marketplace, dude, there was this bakery in there, and I bought a sugar cookie from them. and the sugar cookie itself was like that thick. It was like cake, and then it had like buttercream frosting on it, like that big. To this day, it goes down in my book as the greatest sugar cookie I've ever eaten in my life. Greatest cookie I've ever eaten in my life, dude. Loved it. So she has this kind of sheen on her blue Coke. She's pulling that purplish magic, which really doesn't look that purple anymore. And kind of jack that up. Whoops. We got to do her face still. We also got to do the wash on her whole body. I think we'll just do a brown wash. Cyberpunk been way too laggy for me to play it. Had 16 gigs previously, so I'm hoping now with 32 gigs it'll run. I played on Xbox One, so it's not optimized for newer consoles. My laptop only has 8 gigs of RAM. However, I can run decent VR games on it. I played Half-Life Alyx on it. I definitely need to play more virtual reality. It's one of those things that it's just this miniature sucks. Whatever. Not trying to be hard on myself, but it's bad. It did not turn out the way I really, really would have wanted it to turn out. And I left my damn brush in the water. Okay, let's get this wash on. It does suck, dude, but I'm not mad about it, right? It's just one of those things, you know. You can't win all the battles, and it just didn't turn out the way I wanted to. I really regret the choice of colors I used on this. So it just is what it is. I'm not ashamed. I'm not mad. I have like 12 more miniatures to paint, and I'm sure I'll probably pick some more up in the near future. So just don't tell my wife that. I said that. She thinks I have too many because I haven't even painted them all yet. The wash definitely helped tone down the shininess and the brown or the blue a little bit, so it looks a little more worn and natural, like a cloak that's been worn for a long time. You know, like this wizard, it's probably her only cloak. She lives a very simple life, and to be honest, it was probably given to her maybe even as like a gift by somebody. Because I mean, why else would you have as a wizard the big old bright blue cloak? To me, that seems like a very, very weird thing to have. But it is what it is. But I can't find it as an ASMR monk. I've seen a lot of different ASMR's figures at my game store. Nazul, oh, you can make whatever you want on Hero Forge. I like Hero Forge, but I'm really worried about how for the price you pay, how they'll turn out. I really like the D&D, the Nazul's pre-primed figures. They're pre-primed. They're heavy on detail. So if you take your time, you know, you can definitely have it turn out fantastic. Have you gone to WizKid's website? Let's see here. Products. Unpainted. I'm looking right now. Unpainted Miniatures. Full list of the unpainted minis lineup. Full list. It's gonna be massive. Just Google it. Esmer Monk. Yeah. I did that already though, and it just nothing really came up. So Esmer Fighter, Esmer Fighter, Esmer Paladin, Wizard. I don't think Nozzles has one. So here's what you could do though. The Paladin, he's got a shield. You would think that that would be a, yeah, they don't, WizKids does not make one, so I think you're going to be looking at probably Hero Forge to create your own, maybe even. You know what? Here you go, man. Here you go. Hey, no worries, just a friend. Raiden, take your time. Knight, here's something you could do. So, find yourself a human monk. Right? So this might. I don't know how much you would want to put into it, right? Get yourself a human monk with like a staff, or maybe like some kind of gauntlets or something, or wraps. Buy an Aasimar fighter figure or whatever. Cut the wings off, super glue those to the back of the human monk, right? Do you paint your own miniatures, or do you prefer getting like just the pre-painted? Oh, that's sick. Is that the one you were talking about right there? The female one? I like that. Hey, listen, I sucked really bad at painting miniatures today. It was not a good one. I'm not happy how the wizard turned out. Just like a big blue mess. But then, you know, I go back and I look at, you know, the orc I did the other day, the last stream, turned out like impeccably awesome. Then I turn around and I look at Borak the Barbarian, and I'm like, oh, he turned out really good. I did a really good job with these. And then this wizard, which I think she'll get the job done, but I'm not gonna play as her ever. Why the hell would I play as this big blue bastard? Yeah, the orc turned out so good. This is a fantastic hobby. It's a blast. I'm so happy I started doing this, man. I can't even explain. Next, I need to start getting some adhesive and stuff and flocking, so I can like put like their bases, you know, get their bases with some shrubbery or something, so they're not just on brown or green bases that look all weird. The one good thing about this miniature is I didn't have feet to paint, and that's nice. I don't have any D&D miniatures, but it'd be nice to get them as a hobby. Dude, I love it. I think so. This was another good one I did, which was my Beholder. I really liked how that one turned out. I like how I added some blood to the teeth to make it look like it just ate a couple poor hapless adventurers. And then the Goristro, man, this was a fun one to do. This one was just absolutely fun to paint. The gold bands and you know, the jewelry he's wearing and everything, just really cool. And my I had the Dire Troll, which was my first one. And the Gelatinous Cube is one of my favorite monsters in D&D lore. So obviously I had to get that one, but it ended up being like the most lamest one to paint. At first I was like, this is really cool, because I added like a little greenish hue to the inside of the paint water to the inside of this the cube, and then you paint the innards to have like some weaponry, some skeleton bones. I painted them a little bit red so it looked like there was still some flesh maybe being digested. Then you just put that inside and that's your Gelatinous Cube. And it was like, I'm happy I got it, but it was it was also only like a $6.99 one. So human and a Halo, you could okay. Eldritch Foundry, I have to check that. I'll have to check that out. What the fuck was that? I don't know if you guys heard that, but something out in my garage smashed. Well, I want to post a picture of this horrible mess of a miniature that I did today. Oh, I gotta do her face. What am I talking about? And over till it's over. Time to do a little bit of eyeball work. This might even make it worse. This might actually just be the salt in the wound. All right. One eye perfect, the other eye not perfect. Is what it is. And a bit of black for that people. Alright, she's done. Obviously take a picture of it for the Discord. And that's that for that. Miniature painting. Worst one I have done yet. Oh well. I have 12 more. All right. We'll put her up over there by the beholder in the gelatinous cube. Maybe she'll get munched on. All right. Well, that was fun though. Still, I had a good time painting. You know, it's one of those things where even though it might not have turned out the way I wanted it to, maybe I just didn't have. I don't know. Something didn't work right. Bottom line is though, I still got to paint. I still got to have fun. I got to hang out with some of you guys. We got to talk D&D. We got to talk about life. I'm thinking it was kind of just an all-around win. Extra plastic on this. This might be the next one I do. This is the Dritz Duerden figure that I got in one of the kits. However, his right scimitar snapped on me. Just fell off. So, la-di-da. So yeah, so that's that. That's Kiko Baloney's painting session for the day. Not too bad. Always love when I get to paint, to be honest with you. Now, again, I'm going to hope and pray that I get that capture card in tomorrow at a decent time to where we can play, or I can stream and play at least by Thursday. That's my goal, at least. And then we'll be back. And so Wednesday, I'll be painting again. Tomorrow, I'm going to play Resident Evil 8, but I'm going to stream directly from my Xbox, so you won't see my beautiful face. And then, yeah, we'll just kind of go from there and have a good old time. Everybody on the stream, I want to thank you all for stopping out and hanging out with me. Have a great day, man. I mean, it's Monday. Let's start the week off great. Let's just get going and don't look back. Keep on keeping on. I'll see you guys tomorrow if you stop by. Thank you again so much.